This is Unit 7, and we're doing Lesson 11. And in this lesson, you're going to have a series of exploratory challenge problems. And in this video, we are going to cover the first exploratory challenge, and it's going to be on conditional relative frequencies. So that's what you also have to title your notes on conditional. I guess it's written right here. Conditional relative frequencies. And then in later videos, we're going to talk about association. Okay. We are still talking about the data collected about males and females. So after further discussion, the students involved in designing the superhero comic strip decided that before any decision is made, a more careful look at the data on special powers a superhero character could possess was needed. There is an association, that's a special word we're going to use in later exploratory challenges, between gender category and superpower response. That is also another category. If the superpower responses of males are not the same as the superpower responses of females, if they are not the same, there's an association. Examine each row of the table. By examining each row of the table, you can help determine whether or not there is an association. Okay, before we even talk about association, we need to talk about how to calculate conditional relative frequencies. So the theme of this video is calculate conditional relative frequencies. Conditional. Now, this is our two-way table. If it's not in your notes already, it should be in your notes right now. It should take about 10 seconds to sketch out, so you can take the time. Then, your first vocabulary word of the video, a conditional relative frequency, compares a frequency count to the marginal total. Let's see if I can. The marginal total, the margins are on the edges, that represents the condition of interest. For example, the condition of interest in the first row is females. So you look at the first row, you're like, what is the condition? Oh, females. The row conditional relative frequency of females responding invisibility as the favorite superpower is 48 over 228. So this 48 says out of all the females, 48 of them responded to the superpower as their favorite, and then a total of 228 females. So what is the percentage of all the females who chose invisibility versus just in total? And that's 0.211 or 21%. This conditional relative frequency indicates that there are approximately 21.1% of females prefer invisibility as their favorite superpower. So in this case, we're just talking about the superpower compared to the condition, which is female in this case. Similarly, 27 over 222, or approximately 0.122 or 12.2% of males, a new condition, prefer invisibility as their superpower. So, conditional relative frequency. We are not comparing the number compared to the total, the marginal frequency. Now we're comparing the number compared to the condition. So this 48 would be compared to females, this 51 would be compared to males. It says exercises 1 through 5, that's what we're going to cover in this video, 1 through 5. Use the frequency counts from the table to calculate the missing row of conditional relative frequencies. Round answers to the nearest thousands. Okay, so we're going to do, if we did 48 over 228, we're going to get 0.211, or we're going to get 21.1%. I am going to put the numbers both in the decimal and in the percents. And then we're going to copy down the percents down here. Actually, I'll just do the decimals. And in your box, because you're probably only going to create one of these boxes, you can write the percents. All right, to fly. So I'm going to take this number, 49 over 228, and that's equal to 0.214. 60 over 228, and that's going to equal to 0.263. Super strength 1 over 22,228, which is going to equal to 0.004. 70 over 228, which is going to equal to 0.307. I'm getting these numbers, 70, from this box, and then 228 is the total number of females. So of course 228 divided by 228, whoops, that's equal to 1. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing, but for the males and these numbers. So this should have been, these numbers should be written down on your paper because it's going to go away from the screen, and I'm going to fill out this next part. Okay, round to the nearest thousand. Okay, 71. 27. 25. And 48. 48 over the total number of males, which is equal to 0.216. And total, the total numbers are going to come from here. These totals. I'm going to take these totals and divide it by the total number of people. So that's where these next numbers are coming from. So 100 divided by 450 is 0.222. 131 over 450 is equal to 0.291. 75 over 450, 0.167. 75 over 450, oh no, this is 26. 26. If you can't read that, go look at the number above. 0.058 and 118. 0.262. 450 divided by 450 is equal to 1. Do you see a pattern here? Okay. The first question was to fill out the table. The second question says, suppose that a student is selected at random from those who completed the survey. What do you think is the gender of the student selected? Okay, so we're just talking about the gender. Well, let's see. Total, there's 228 females and 222 males. So out of the 450 students surveyed are almost an equal amount of males and females. Whoa, that's not how you spell females. So picking randomly, either a male or female can be selected. Okay, what would you predict for this student's response? Because it could be a male or a female, let's just take a look at the total numbers here, these conditional frequencies, or this marginal frequency down here, based off of the condition. So 22% of the population would choose to fly, 29% would choose to freeze time, 16.7% would choose invisibility, 5.8% would choose super strength, and 26.2% would choose telepathy. So I think if I had to choose, probably I predict that a random student would choose to freeze time as his/her favorite superpower because it has the highest frequency here, and here. Freeze time 0.29. It's the biggest one out of these purple numbers. Okay. What I'm going to do right here is just going to copy down the percentages really fast. I'll choose this color. 21.4%, 23%, 22.2%. If you're wondering where I got these numbers, take a look at your box above. If you're doing this in your notes, what you can do is next to each decimal that you wrote in the previous box, just go ahead and write in these parentheses. So you have to practice converting decimals to parentheses. I say parentheses? Percentages. So practice converting your decimals to percentages right now while I focus on writing these percentages correctly. Almost done. Did you write down your percentages next to all your decimals? You should go back and do that. Okay. Suppose that a student, number 3, suppose that a student selected at random from those who completed the survey. If the selected student is male, what do you think his response to the selection of favorite superhero power to be? So what I'm going to do, what that means, is I'm going to look at all the male percentages and which one is the most commonly chosen. So out of the male students, I predict that he will choose to freeze time as his favorite superpower. The conditional relative frequency for males and superpowers is highest for freeze time. Okay, so basically out of all the males, what is the highest percentage? The next question is the same, but for females. Suppose that a student is selected at random from those who completed the survey. If the selected student is female, what do you think her response to favorite superpower is? So I'm going to take this. So I'm going to look at just the female percentages. And I take a look, 21, 26, 21.4, 30, oh, this one, 30.7%. Telepathy, I'm not going to start making associations, but maybe there's a reason why women and the thinking superpower happen. I don't know. Maybe we can make that association in tomorrow's video. Okay. So, out of the females, if a female is randomly chosen, it is most likely her favorite superpower is telepathy. This is because the conditional relative frequency is the highest. Awesome. All right, last question. What superpower was selected by approximately 1/3 of females? What superpower was selected by approximately 1/3 of males? How did you determine each answer from the relative frequency table? Conditional relative frequency table. Okay, we want 30%? Okay, let's go find 30%. 30% for females, it was telepathy. 30% for males, it was freeze time. Oh, seem to be talking about the same two superpowers. You see how I just scanned this row? And I was like, which one has 30%? This one. And for females, I was like, which one has 30%? This one. I did not choose this. I did not choose this. Because they specifically asked me for a condition for females and males. Okay. So, oh goodness, what is this? Okay. How did you determine each answer? For females, 30% choose telepathy. For males, 30% choose to freeze time. I scanned the table to find 30% for each condition. Row. Rows go this way. Rows, columns, rows. All right. This was the first exploratory challenge problem out of a few of them. And so bring this work in, bring your tables in, because you're going to be using these tomorrow as well. Okay, bye.